I just have to pay attention that I don't have feedback because no headphones, but this could happen. You have to check this. But I think I can mute YouTube if I remember right. There's a message on Discord. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'm in Discord now. Yeah. Just a second. Ik ben jetzt in einem Call. Yeah.
Hey everybody, how's it going? If the title didn't get changed, I forgot to update the title, but do you recognize this fella? Andres, tell them hi. They'll recognize you.
I have a little bit of a lag from Europe. A delay, yes, from Europe to the States and back, I think.
Yeah.
It's about 5 seconds or so.
Oh, well, we'll deal with that. So Andres is here with us, the guy with the Swiss accent. I expect everybody knows who he is. Is that right? Does anybody not know? And then can you see the chat, Andres? You see the YouTube chat? That'll be where a lot of the questions and things will come in.
Yeah, I see it.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, how's it going, everybody? Happy Sunday. So, Andres, I do this every Sunday pretty much, or try to do it every Sunday. And for all these fellows that are tuning in now, yes, the guy with the Swiss accent, that's right, with fresh ideas around, what did you say, programming and microcontrollers?
Sensors and microcontrollers.
Sensors and microcontrollers. That's what it is, sensors and microcontrollers. So all these guys, so most of the people that watch this stuff that I do are doing home automation stuff, but we're all electronics nerds as well. So you're kind of a you're an idol of electronic nerds. If you didn't know that, we all look to you and your knowledge quite a bit. So thanks for being willing to come say hi.
Yeah, I mean, you invited me, and we are polite people here.
Well, good. Well, thank you. So can you tell us, or tell me too, because I don't know everything. Tell me about your background. Like, are you an engineer? Is that what you did for a living for a long time?
No, I did not do living, but I'm a trained engineer.
Uh-oh, we're getting lag. Darn it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. Dang. What's happening?
Want to hear me?
I hear a bunch of lag. Reduce his volume.
I mean, I'm not nice looking guy, so I can switch the camera videos.
Okay, let's try that. Let me see if I can reduce the resolution here or something. Maybe that will do it. We were doing it so smooth. We were chatting for probably 5 or 10 minutes and everything was super smooth. And then we go live and it all goes kablooey.
I can switch off the camera, I think. Maybe it's the two streams in parallel.
Oh, there's something. Now you stopped lagging so much. Try Skype, usually scales down a lot easier. Change the region in the top right.
I mean, we can try Skype if you have. You don't use quite often.
Oh, there we go.
Discord.
That was it.
For video.
We got it. Captain, we need more power. Carlos says, all right, we got it. So I think that did the work. So Tycho said, one of the guys in the chat said, change the region in the corner. So I changed my region from the US to Europe. And there you go. So there we go. So, all right, we're back. So I heard you say that you're not an engineer. So that's not what you did professionally.
No. I am an engineer. I'm a trained engineer, but I did not work as an engineer because I had to make money.
So what did you do then? What was your profession?
Actually, I worked in software industry or consultant for ERP software. Maybe you know the company SAP.
Mm-mm.
It's I implemented software for a lot of large corporations like Novartis or Nestle or UT or these guys, and this pays better than engineering.
Oh, good. Are you still working or are you retired?
No, I have my own consulting company, and I still work. I do some projects, but not 100%. That would not be possible.
Right. Well, one of the things that that you did on YouTube, maybe when was it that you did the video about do I keep doing YouTube or not?
Don't remember. I'm an old guy, you know.
Well, it was. I think I watched it about a year ago because I don't know if if it was new then or not, but it was certainly, doing YouTube, making videos frequently is not easy, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of time. And I hit a point where I was working really hard to try and do a lot of videos and still have a full-time job and family and everything. And I wasn't sure if I was going to keep doing it. And I watched your video and you did a really nice job of kind of analytically looking at it and saying, well, why am I doing this? What purpose is it serving? Is it, and is it worth continuing to do? And you said, yeah, at the end of your video, you were like, yeah, I think this is worth doing. And that's helped me a lot. And it's helped me a lot to kind of modify how I have been doing it so that I can keep doing it for a long time and not burn out. They say you're missing your hat. You have it there? Oh, yes, he's got the hat. There it is. Now we recognize him. Oh, hey. Oh, now we know who this is. Yes, Jeff, this is currently live. And the gloves.
Yeah, the gloves is no problem. That's an American made in the USA. From Marlowe, it's a steampunk hatter.
Yes, a steampunk hat. I see that. It's very nice. It's your trademark, whether you meant it to be or not.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at the newest announcements, I will speak at the LoRa conference in London and one in Hyderabad, India. And there, I'm the only guy with a hat on the home screen of the conferences.
Yeah, they put that picture with the steampunk hat on there.
Yes, right. I mean, you see, without hat, I don't have a lot of hair. So I'm a Harley guy, and at the convention, I saw this steampunk hat and I loved it, so I brought it home.
So you were at a Harley convention? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
like motorcycle?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So is that so you have a Harley you like to
Yeah.
cruise
Yeah.
around? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm old
Fantastic.
enough to do that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Good for you. So yeah, Laura, when I think of you, that's something I think a lot of. So what are you using Laura for around your house or around,
Nothing. Nothing.
nothing? Oh, it's just something that you're interested in and you learn about and
Yeah. And I'm an old ham operator, so I'm interested in long distance RF stuff, and LoRa is one of those. And this is why I was interested in this technology. I mean, my house is very small, so I don't need long range stuff. Usually, I have Wi-Fi, and now recently I got some ZigBee stuff. I think this is promising. I will do probably once a little bit mesh stuff to understand this technology. I'm more a technology guy than just a user of the things, and I cover quite a broad range of things, from sensors to wireless to microprocessors. For example, today I had one for about the transistor testers, which is something very common in each electronic lab. And I explained my viewers how they work, because they are very interesting devices. So stuff like that, everything which is interesting for me.
just whatever you're interested in.
Yeah.
That's what keeps it fun. That's what keeps it fun for sure. I liked the LoRa thing. I thought that was really but I also haven't found I guess the best way to implement it. But it sure is neat.
No, I mean, if you have a farm or something and the sensors out in the field, then it's a perfect thing. But I have no farm. My house is a few meters or feet big, because I don't live in America. I live in Switzerland, so everything is a little bit smaller here.
we like our elbow room. We like to stretch ourselves out a little bit.
I know that. I like it when I'm in your country. It's different.
Let's see. Your guest is louder than you at the moment. Okay, I keep trying to turn him down.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got for really cool. So yeah, I watched your ZigBee video. That was very good. That was interesting, and I noticed that you use a lot of NodeRED.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's more engineering, and it's not finished. I can do what I want with NodeRED. I'm not sure if I could do this with Hass.io. Maybe I will look once into it. It's well possible, but I have many different topics, and sometimes I like this one, or sometimes I like something else. And I have also a little bit to I mean, you know that for sure. I have to look a little bit at the available time. If I have a lot of work during the week, I cannot cover large things. I have to cover maybe something which fits in a few days of production time. Yeah. And if I have to do a lot of research, then I need a little bit more time.
Yeah. That's you have the long-term videos, and then you have the stuff that you can do in a couple of days and maybe put something together. How often are you posting videos? Do you have a pretty set schedule, or you just kind of do it when you can?
No, it's every week on 9 in the morning.
Oh, is it?
I'm Swiss.
It's got to be like a clock, right? You got
like
to be
a clock.
Right exact.
It's always scheduled. So YouTube really starts it at 9. 9 my time. 9 my time.
9 your time. So that's like 3 in the morning or something for me. So maybe that's why I don't always get the notification right away.
That's perfect. Yes, yeah. But for the Europeans, they cook their coffee, grab their breakfast, and they start then my video. Obviously, that's what they tell me.
So somebody says here, 38 says, ask him how to show the pointing stick with the little hand. I actually like that too. That's really good. He's got these little hands. Those are awesome.
This is the original one from you see the initials of my wife here.
Okay.
And this is now the new one with the white gloves.
Very nice.
3D printed. It's not perfect. I still have to refine it a little bit, but at least I thought it's also part of the trademark then.
Yeah, I like that. What was I watching? I was watching some TV show, and they were doing something like that with a hand like that, and I thought of your videos.
No, it was used on overhead projectors 15 years ago or so, and then she was a teacher, so she used this. And I thought it fits perfect to show something on an oscilloscope or just somewhere else, because it's a little bit smaller than a finger. And obviously people like it.
Yeah, we like it. It's definitely cool. Somebody says, what is DrZzs' channel? Actually, I put it in a command, didn't I? I think I put, is it Swiss guy? I think
No, it's Andreas Spies. It's my name just.
Oh, yes. But I put a command in my chat bot. So I think if we say Swiss guy, I think it will show up and it'll show you.
Oh, okay.
But let's see here in a second. If that doesn't happen. Yep, there it is. So there's a link. So somebody was asking about your channel, and then it says, hello, YouTubers. Here are more videos about microcontrollers and sensors from the guy with the Swiss accent.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, so if you don't know who Andres is a genius when it comes to microcontrollers and sensors and all kinds of cool things electronic, and makes great videos, fun to watch, humor, throws in a lot of little humor in there. So glad to have him here. So shoot away whatever questions you've got for him. I'm on my.
And I also have a degree in business administration, and even a PhD in business administration. So I know quite a few other things which helped me through the life.
Oh wow! I know I'm not a very good business person. I'm an actual physician, and I think we are notoriously bad business people. So that's why I make many investments.
Yes. I'm not good in investing, but it's still good to understand for an engineer how the business works.
That's for sure. I tell my kids whatever they want to do. They talk about, do I want to be a fireman or a teacher or whatever? I tell them it doesn't matter whatever you do, but you have to take some business classes. When it comes time for college, if you want to study art, or am I really quiet? Somebody says I'm really quiet now. Okay. Anyways, if I just tell them that they have to all do business classes as well.
I told my daughter she has to become a lawyer because this is better paid than even a businessman.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So now somebody's encouraging me. They said, please start some videos on LoRa. Somebody sent me a company sent me some little LoRa sensors or some LoRa devices, and I said, I don't know what to do with them, but I'll try. And they're still sitting there. I have them around. Maybe one of these times.
You don't need only the devices. You need also a gateway. They do not work. It is a network. It's a public network. The LoRaWAN, or the Things Network, actually it's called, and everybody can have his own gateway, and then you can connect if you have a gateway around your house. But this is probably not the case in your big country that you have one. But here in Switzerland we have a few hundred, I think, gateways around, and if you live in a city or so, the chance that you have a gateway which is not yours is here, so you just can fire up your sensor and then it works. But if you don't have one, you have to have also a gateway.
So does it work kind of like a mesh? Even does it?
No,
it's like no. Just has to be
because meshes are not very good if they are battery operated, and the sensors are battery operated, and they should last for years. So they are very low power, and meshes do not work with low power devices because they are not always on. You need for a mesh network, you need always on devices, or other very sophisticated stuff, but usually they are only always on. And because the reach is, I mean, I did a world record for my 60th birthday, and the world record was 200 kilometers, which is 150 miles or so.
Wow. And that's how far the LoRa signal went.
Yeah. But of course, this was artificial. It just went because I knew exactly where I was, and I knew exactly where the gateway was. Otherwise, it's maybe a few hundred meters. And you know, I'm American. I'm Swiss. I don't know.
We can speak metrics. We can talk metrics. I apologize for my countrymen, but we can talk metrics. It's just
anyway, it's too complicated for me, and I don't know why you didn't change.
I don't either.
Anyway, so basically, usually the reach is smaller, but it can have quite a huge reach if you have a line of sight. And by the way, my speech on these two conferences, I will do a speech about LoRa, is about the propagation of LoRa. Because as I mentioned, I used to be a ham operator, and I know this propagation stuff from very long time. I used to work, for example, in Africa, in the war zone of Africa, and also in Damascus. When I was young, as a radio operator, I still can do the Morse.
Oh wow! I think so. Something beyond SOS. That's about all I could do.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit faster. Maybe I find something.
Okay. Okay, how's the sound? Am I doing okay on the sound? I keep getting messages that it's bad. Sorry. Andres was free, and I didn't have a lot of time to set up and change. So I think I changed the title right now. So now I think the title should say that we're live with the guy with the Swiss accent. Okay. Hey, Sitendra, how's it going? Vanessa, and I saw, Emmy, I saw your question. We'll ask him about Teensy. Teensy?
Teensy. I don't know about Teensy. Well, anyway, I didn't find it, so
okay.
I cannot show you.
Okay. That's all right.
How Morse is done, I have it's called Bach, where we do the Morse. But there I had, of course, this was then long range transmissions from Africa to Geneva, where the Red Cross is located, and from Damascus to Geneva. So I had to learn a lot about, or to know a lot about propagation.
So propagation, just to help me with that term. I mean, I kind of know what it means in general, but how does that apply to LoRa or the radio?
Yeah, you have to understand how the waves travel from the sensor to the gateway, for example, or from the receiver to from the transmitter to the receiver. If I sit in Damascus, I have to find a way that these waves, basically they are mirrored somewhere. They go to the stratosphere, and then they come back. And then they finally end up in Geneva at the receiving station, and you have to know quite a lot about propagation. Or for example, also for LoRa, you have to know about the Fresnel zone and stuff like that to plan your if you want to have a long range transmission, then you have to know that all. If you don't need this, then you just try and error as usual.
You just try and work it out.
Yeah, and usually it doesn't work, but if you are close enough, it will work.
Yeah. Well, let's see what questions we have. Just no question. Adjustable bed. Oh, don't know what that one is. Just coming by to say hi. All right. So you don't know about Teensy. I don't know about Teensy either. What have you heard about it at all?
Yeah. It's like an Arduino. It's a faster board. I think I concentrate on ESP32 and ESP8266 because they have connectivity, and I love connectivity. I love if I can connect my devices to the internet, and usually I go then higher to Raspberries if I need more power. And the Teensy is somehow in between. It's faster than an Arduino, but doesn't have an operating system as far as I understand, at least. Most of them don't use. Maybe they can use RTOS or something. But I never needed one. And always, if you have to start with a new microprocessor type, it has a steep learning curve, and you need a lot of time, and then you have to have a good reason to do that.
So somebody asked a good question here. Sitendra is asking about is LoRa something that would be useful as a location tracker, like if you put it in a car?
They do it like that, yes. But then you have to couple it with a GPS chip, and then the LoRa basically transports the coordinates of the GPS chip. And if you have gateways along your way, then it connects to the next gateway and the next gateway like a mobile phone, and then you get. For example, they want to use it for container tracking and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. For like big shipments and things.
Yeah, and they even have now. Maybe it's already operational. I'm not sure. They have it also in satellites, and then you should also be able to track containers on the sea and so on.
Okay. So unless you have a lot of gateways to connect to, maybe that's not gonna.
Yeah, but for example, they track locations of elephants and stuff like that in Africa because of the long range. If you have your gateway on a hill, you can reach a few kilometers, and then you mount such a transmitter with a GPS chip on it on an elephant, for example, or whatever animal. Has to have a certain size, I assume.
Maybe an 11-year-old boy. I've got one of those that could use a GPS tracker.
Yeah, and then they have many projects like that. They tracked penguins, for example, somewhere in South America and stuff like that.
So that's pretty useful for those situations. I'm looking at a couple other questions here we got. So somebody said, what would you see as use for LoRa with home automation stuff? Mostly big things. You were talking farms, tracking animals, those kinds of things.
Yeah, and the only thing I can remember is the mailbox if it's far away from you.
That's right. Some people's mailboxes is down the road.
Yeah, and then LoRa is for sure much better than Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi is very limited with the range.
What about security? Is LoRa's signals open to anyone? Does it matter?
RF is always open to anyone.
Yeah,
that is the idea of RF, but it is encrypted. I'm not a security guy, and I don't like the topic security because you're either an engineer who want to build, and then you are not good in security because you have to be paranoid to do security. So these are two different characters, and this is why I leave it to the guys who really specialize in security. I build the stuff, and they then
somebody else secure it.
Challenge basically if it's secure and so on. And if it's my mailbox, if it's my light, I don't have a webcam in my bedroom, so there's not a lot to hide here.
Fair enough. So tell us about, this is just a little off topic. We'll probably get some more questions here, but I want to hear about your bike tour. So you were just telling me you took a month and took a bike tour around Europe.
But no, it was not. It was not around Europe. And it was a bicycle tour. It was not a Harley tour. With a Harley, it would have been easier. But we drove along the Danube River, which is quite a famous river here, one of the longest rivers in the world, I think. And it's about 3,000 kilometers, 2,000 miles or something. And we started at the source and ended at the Black Sea in Romania.
Where is the source? Where does it start?
In Germany.
Wow.
And
we camp along the way, or
we came to Germany, Austria, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Romania. I think if I didn't forget one, eight countries, I think.
Wow, that would be really cool. For somebody like me that hasn't ever seen Europe except on a map and movies, that sounds pretty cool. Well, Frank, do you know Frank? Do you know Frank? How would I? Anyways, he's in the chat there. He does a lot of home assistant stuff. Also, very smart guy. He's asking, will you join us in Amsterdam November 13th? Or he's asking me. Or what? Tell me when are your conferences that you're speaking at?
In October, October 15th, I think, in London, and in the same week in Hyderabad.
Oh, where's Hyderabad? I don't know where
India.
that is. Oh, okay, very cool. Okay, no, they're talking about the Home Assistant, the HAS.io conference. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I wish, Frank. I certainly will look at the calendar and stuff, but I'll have to kind of virtually attend, most likely. So Sitendra. Oh, Sitendra's from Hyderabad. One of the guys in the chat. Well, you have to go say hi. You have to go say hi to Andres.
I will be around the conference there, I assume. I don't do my plans there. They arrange everything for me. Yeah. I fly in and because I will only be there for about 3 days, I think.
Oh. Well, when you're the expert on something as unique as LoRa, they, I'm sure, treat you pretty well, I hope.
I never know. But anyway, I'm old enough to treat myself okay. So
there you go. Make a trip out of it. Have you been to India before?
Yeah, 30 years ago maybe, but that was a different time.
So Nigel in the chat says he built the LoRa transmitter and receiver, and you sent a high and low to turn on an LED. Nice.
Yep. Usually, sorry?
Oh, somebody asked how much bandwidth can we expect from LoRa?
Nearly nothing, bytes or bits per second. It is really for sensors. It is very narrow band, and this is why it's very reliable and very distance and very low power. It's a very distinct protocol, and it shouldn't be mixed with Wi-Fi or ZigBee or anything like that. It's completely different. It has a particular, let's say, properties which are very good for sensors.
Long range sensors.
And low power, which means then from a physics, if you know physics, then you have to have a small bandwidth.
All right. Let's see. So I have a mountain back here behind the house. That would probably be, I could be the only LoRa gateway in Utah, I bet, if I put something up on that. But I guess you'd have to have power up there, wouldn't you? That wouldn't work. Because it would be good for line of sight. You could see all over the place. but I don't think you would be able to get any. Wouldn't be able to get power up there.
I just check if you would be the only in.
Oh, solar would work. Good point, Frank. That's right. We could do something with solar. I would be very proud to be the only LoRa in Utah.
Yeah, but you also need a backhaul to the internet. Yeah, in Utah, you would be the only. Oh. There is nobody in Utah. You have a few in Arizona, but none in Utah. And you have a few on the coast, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and so on. But it is mainly European stuff now, and in the east of the United States, you have also a few, but not too much. And then in El Salvador and in Costa Rica, there are also a few, and even in Alaska, you have two gateways. But in Utah in Utah, you have none. I think Colorado will be in Longmont is the closest one.
So how are you looking up those locations?
I sent you a link on
the Discord here. Let's see.
Yep. It's called TTN Mapper.
Oh, there it is.
And there you can also see the reach of these gateways.
Oh, cool. All right, let's put this back over here. Wow, now you're big.
You see here in Europe, you have plenty of gateways.
Yeah. And see, Tendra was asking about India. There's some there.
Oh, you can go to India. Yeah, they are in Hyderabad. There is one, and a few in Bangalore. So they have a few also there. Not too many. But if you look at the numbers, it's mainly Europe.
So is each of these the number on these circles? Is that how many there are there, or
yes,
what is that number?
Yes. Oh, and okay. if you zoom in, you see where they are.
They spread out. I see. Yep. Well, there you go. There's my opportunity.
Just you see now the reach. These are all these lines are all connections which are mapped by real devices.
So this line says that there's a device out here that's connected to that gateway, or that's made communication.
It was connected once, and it also sent the GPS coordinates to the gateway, because the gateway, of course, has also to know where it is to draw it. It's a very interesting thing, this TTN mapper, but it's probably too much to cover.
Complicated. That's okay. Here. It's just interesting to see.
You find all the information on the net.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's certainly no surprise there. The Netherlands is completely covered in them.
Yeah. I mean, it was invented there. It's in Amsterdam. Yeah. So you see 3,000 or something there. Probably too many there, because they're not needed. Netherlands are flat compared at least to Switzerland.
Oh, yeah. I guess mountains get in the way. Mountains probably make it harder, right? Unless you put the gateways up on top.
Yeah, definitely. You have to have line of sight usually, which is otherwise you don't get a good connection.
Gotcha. Can you have a link to the map? Yes, of course you can. Let's do that. All right. Well, so since you were doing that video on ZigBee the other day, have you done anything in your house with that? I saw you tried to you had several different lights, and you tried to put one outside. You tried to make your little, you tried to make a mesh, and
and it didn't work out. So I have now my temperature sensor already on ZigBee. just to keep it running and check if everything works. And now I ordered a few other devices like repeaters and stuff like that, and then I will try it again. And I assume also I have to do then some traffic sniffing and stuff like that to understand how it works.
That was really nice to see that, because my only ZigBee experience so far has been with some Xiaomi sensors, and I used a different. I didn't use the ZigBee to MQTT. I used the ConB and Decons, that Xiaomi worked very well with those. But it was nice to see that they also worked fine with your with the ZigBee to MQTT.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm an engineer, as I mentioned, from training, and I like this MQTT stuff. I standardized everything here on MQTT, and I like this protocol. And this is why on my channel you see more of these let's say a little bit with an open hood mentality. It's not something which is ready to buy and ready to just to start it up. Usually I also try to understand a little bit what's behind it and stuff like that. And my subscribers usually also like that part.
Yeah. Well, that's why we go to you when we really need to understand something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mainstream, definitely not. That was not the intention of the channel, because I want to do, as I mentioned, I want to do things which are interesting also for me. And I don't want to show somebody how a transistor works or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that. And there are other good YouTubers who do that, but there are not many doing my stuff. So I try to focus a little bit on the more complicated things.
Yeah. There's not very many that do what you do. Very few.
And for the moment, I have nearly 160,000 subscribers, which is awesome for such a nerd channel.
And you're a niche inside of a niche. You're like the
exactly. That's what I always tell. But it's interesting. Also now, I got also from companies, for example, to speak on their company events, or I did already consulting on how to do social media for companies, because I know, of course, corporate world from my normal work, and I know now also the behind the scenes on YouTube, and there are not many around. You have a lot of young YouTubers who have no clue about corporate life. And you have lots of people who know about corporate life, but have no clue about social media. And this is also a niche, but it seems to be, at least it started now. A few months ago, I got first assignment, and now that last week I had a second one, and I expect that this will also take off a little bit.
And so this is companies inviting you to come and teach them some things about.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Well, excellent.
Because they are also interested in how to deal with, because usually they advertised somewhere in a newspaper, in a electronics magazine and stuff like that. But these are no more very attractive. So they have to find other ways, and then they use Google search, but they don't know how social media works, especially from a point of view of a corporation.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. That's again another. Now, is that a niche inside a niche inside a niche? I think it is.
It is, yes. But I'm not Casey Neistat. I'm just Andreas Spies. So I mean, we Swiss are a niche of a niche.
That's probably true.
If I look at you guys, 400 million, we are less than 10 million.
Yeah.
And we are okay with that.
So somebody says here, Raymond says, Andres has a very clear view and a nice way of explaining stuff. Thanks for that. And I just echo that. Your way of explaining stuff is very nice, very easy to follow. It's well thought out, well explained. You don't go too fast. So
I cannot go too fast because my English is not my first language. So, and this is also why what I hear quite often is that my speed is okay for the non-native speakers. They like it. It's easier to understand than the native speakers sometimes.
Yeah, I can follow you, so that's good.
Yeah, and I think also my accent for the American sounds a little bit strange, and I get a lot of compliments about that.
Let's see. Who is Andres? Oh wait, I know who Andres is. Who is Casey? I don't know who that
Casey
is.
Neistat. He is one of the most famous YouTubers. He's
Oh,
not
really?
more active for the moment, but he has 8 million or 10 million subscribers.
Oh,
He
what
lives
does he
in
do?
New York. Just vlogs, just his own opinion, and then. But he was a very poor guy, and he made it to the top. And he's a very interesting personality. I like his story and stuff like that. He is he makes very interesting stuff, but nothing particular. Sometimes he tests drones and stuff like that, or he tested drones and stuff like that. And he recently relocated to Los Angeles, if I remember right. But since then, I didn't see anything from him. So, but he was one of the big YouTubers, I think. And I don't follow many of these non-special channels. I have maybe 200 channels subscribed, but most of them are electronics. But Casey is one of the only which is not electronics. But he is an interesting personality.
Sometimes I wake up to my YouTube feed and see that the kids have subscribed to me to some toy channel or whatever silly challenges are the latest and greatest goofy thing kids are doing. So
my kids are also already flown out, so they don't disturb.
Are they nearby? Are they nearby? Do you get to see them? See, there's one of my kids.
As I said, Switzerland is small, so everything is somehow nearby.
I'm hoping that our kids stay nearby. That is one of the downsides for sure. They can spread out and go too far. Yeah, you see her back there? She came in to show me she's watching Stranger Things, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Andre, somebody says, what technology are you looking forward to? Is there something you see on the horizon that is exciting to you?
Yeah, every day is exciting for an old guy like me. I mean, I will die in 20 years or so. So I have to concentrate on each day. Each day is much more valuable than if you are only 20. Yeah. If you are 20, you have plenty of time, or you think you have plenty of time. If you are 60, you don't have too much time. And I lived in the 80s, and there we didn't have all the nice things we have today. So it's for me, it's a beautiful time. I can do everything from a technological point of view. For $10, you get a lot of technology these days. Also, if I look at my oscilloscopes, and I even have a spectrum analyzer, which was unreachable when I was young for a normal human being. And but I would see narrowband IoT stuff like that with the public networks, with the mobile networks. They are still not operating here in Switzerland, so I was not able to test it. But I would like to see how this technology will work out. For sure, I will go for machine learning. That is a topic I'm very interested in. Stuff. RISC-V, for example, will be one of the next videos. New processor technology, open source processor technology, stuff like that. It's as I mentioned, it's not mainstream.
What is that called again? RISC-V?
Yeah, RISC-V is from Berkeley, if I remember right, from a professor in Berkeley. and they created a open source chip architecture, which is against ARM, for example. If you know, probably ARM are used in all the mobile phones and stuff like that. But there you have to pay royalty for the chip design, and now they RISC-V, yeah, exactly. And these guys have an open source, really silicon architecture. And this is interesting for some companies. For example, Western Digital invested a lot of money in this because they want to get independent from ARM. And of course, they don't want to spend money for ARM if they can have it open source.
That is exciting. That is an exciting idea.
And now we get the chip. It's here somewhere. Do you see it? It's quite a big chip. And this is now one of these K210, if I remember, K210, and this has a RISC chip in it. And so a RISC-V chip.
So that's got the horsepower to do just about anything you want, right?
It has a lot of horsepower, and this one also includes some machine learning stuff, hardware in it, because they can create whatever design they want with these RISC-V chips. And I assume we will see much more of those chips. And by the way, this chip, the whole thing here with the display and everything costs about $20 or so.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's fantastic. Well, somebody says they'd love to see some videos about it. So,
yeah, but it takes some time. Of course, it has a learning curve also.
Sure, and that's something probably we're all going to be jumping into, but at least you can teach us about it.
Yeah, I think also a lot of people will not do everything I do, but at least if you have a small talk with your boss or whatever, then it's always good if you know at least the buzzwords and a little bit behind the buzzwords, because the buzzwords are well known for many, but if you know a little bit more, your boss thinks, hey, that's a smart guy.
Oh yeah, he enjoys it. He's looking up this stuff on his free time. We give him a promotion.
Yeah, for example, and then it's a return on invest of the time you spent with my channel.
There you go. Check out Andres for more RISC-V stuff and promotions at work.
You see this ETH Zurich on your screen now? This is where I studied. This is my alma mater.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is technical high school in Switzerland. It's
awesome.
Number 9 on a global scale.
Wow.
Behind all the American. Super.
Do we have technical high schools here? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's funny to say that,
Harvard,
because I feel like
and MIT and Berkeley, and these are heavyweights. These are gorillas compared to. But in Europe, we are, I think, number 1.
That was it. That was the picture that just went by, right? Is that what this one?
It's Eidgenössische Technische Hochschule in Zurich.
Yeah, I'll say ETH. Thanks.
Yeah,
I'll stick with that. Oh, well, that's a pretty building. That's nice.
Yeah. We have some old stuff here.
Yeah, you do. That's for sure. We don't have anything old here. I don't think there's a single building in the state of Utah that's more than maybe 200 years old at the most. And it would be like a pile of wood scraps at this point.
Yeah,
if there was anything.
They built a lot with wood, I think, during these times.
Yeah. What else we got here? Somebody said that you helped them. They used the LoRa stuff to make a sensor for a water reader. So something gave them an idea for a water reader. So that's
example, flood control. I think somewhere in the UK, they always had floods, and then they mounted some sensors below bridges, which warns them if something happens, and stuff like that. Is done with LoRa. But you asked me, what do you have around your house? I don't have these problems, but this does not mean that the technology is useless.
And it doesn't mean it's not interesting, and it doesn't mean you don't learn about it.
I mean, if you key in Google, you find my name. I'm just on the top. And this you mentioned about YouTube. I always want to own some of the buzzwords. For example, if you enter ZigBee, I think also I will be quite high. If you enter ESP32, I'm probably one of the top guys. So stuff like that. I want to own some of these key buzzwords. That is one of my strategy.
I don't know that there's anybody else that I think of when I hear LoRa except you.
No, there are others around, but I want to be in the top region there.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans here in the in the chat for sure. Somebody says the ETH Zurich is currently 3rd in the world.
Oh,
there you go. You just got smarter.
Probably. He looked at the different statistics. Never trust
your reputation. No, but your reputation has elevated the school, the alma mater. Good work.
Maybe. Hey, we have about 10 Nobel Prize winners or something from there. So I'm a small guy.
Wow.
Einstein studied also at the university, at this university.
Did he? Well, I listened to audiobooks riding to work a lot, and I did one about Einstein a year or so ago. Interesting guy.
He studied at the same high school as I did. Or a university. It's not high school, it's a university. A technical university.
So anybody else, what other questions do you want to ask Andres while we've got him here? When this came about with Andres coming on a live stream here, because was it probably a month ago or something like that? It was the Sonoff Mini.
Oh, yeah.
Was that what it was? I think it was the Sonoff Mini. It was like 2 a.m. here, my time, and I'm editing away at my Sonoff Mini video, and I was uploading it. Actually, it was being uploaded, and I got the notification that Andres had just posted a video about the Sonoff Mini, and I went, what? And so I had to stop and watch it. And then, of course, I messaged him, and he was kind enough to reply back, and that started our little chat. And I invited him to come on and do a live stream, and he was hesitant. But I want to encourage you, for what it's worth, Andres, from a fan, myself, and all these others, to do this every once in a while. The live streams are a good format for people asking questions that maybe are hard for them to get out on the video comments and things like that. And it's a nice way for your fans to just get to see you, get to interact with you and say hi to you. So thanks for being willing to do this.
So far, I never appeared in person on YouTube, so only my hands and my voice.
Well, without the hat, we almost didn't recognize you. So
yeah,
you might want to wear that
hat. But maybe the accent and the voice is familiar, I assume.
Oh, absolutely. The voice is trademark. There's no doubt. We would know you.
My videos are all scripted, so you do not have any. I have to cut out a lot, probably 30% or so, and this also adds quite a lot of time for editing. But on the other hand, I think that I owe it to my subscribers that they get a decent quality. And one of our famous writers here in Europe, Goethe, wrote once to his friend, "Unfortunately, I had not enough time, so this letter became a little bit longer."
That is true. It takes longer. That is very true. It takes longer to pare it down, to focus it. It's easier to just kind of ramble or to go on.
And this is what I try to do, because I don't want to steal the time of my viewers.
Oh, well, that's appreciated too. So, see, Tendra says he got his ticket to Hyderabad, so he'll meet you there.
Yeah, okay. So just say hello.
Someone else asked, when are you going to be in London?
In mid of October. I check it. Just a second.
Somebody else says, Andres, don't your friends get tired of you talking about electronics? Mine do.
I have plenty of viewers who do not get tired.
That's right. They don't get tired of it, do they? You just
no,
gotta refocus.
I mean, I'm not stupid enough to talk too much about the electronics with my wife. Because I wouldn't get a lot of flowers for that. But I will be it's actually in Reading, very close to London, and it's on October 14th, 15th. My speech will be October 15th.
October 15th.
Yeah, and Hyderabad is 18th and 19th, and I will travel.
After.
Yeah, I will travel in between.
Right after. Somebody says, have you ever reprogrammed a 315, 433 megahertz key fob transmitted with new codes, non-learning variety?
No, I don't think I would never try to do that, because I did sniffing on these things, and then you can use them if you know their code. They usually transmit simple codes. For example, I mentioned, maybe some of you viewers did not hear it. I drive Harley, and we have an automatic door, and it's not nice if you have to take off your gloves and to open this door. And this is why I hacked the whole thing. And now and I built it in my motorcycle, and if I come close to the door, it opens automatically. And of course, this is then my colleague knows then that electronics sometimes is good. Because he was very astonished that my motorcycle was able to open the door.
Yeah, your Harley friends.
Yeah. But you have also a video if you want to hack 433 devices. You have two at least. Two videos. I did also about software-defined radio, and I use software-defined radio for that hacking, which is also a very interesting topic, in my opinion, but also not simple.
Somebody asked about BLE chip. Have you tried to program a BLE chip?
Yeah, I did a human presence detector with an ESP32 with BLE, and this human presence detector just looks if your mobile is around, and then it switches on, for example, a bulb or something. This is what I did once with BLE, or I read a heart sensor from Polar, stuff like that. Also to show how BLE works, because my videos are very often there is something you can build. But there is also a theory that you should be able to do something different for you. If you want to do, for example, if you want to connect a different sensor or whatever to BLE, then you should have at least the information how to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of what makes it so useful. You give us the tools to expand on. It's not just, oh, this is what I built and this is how you do it, which honestly is what I end up doing a lot of the times when if I do a video about something, it's because this is what I built and this is how it works. And so here you go. And, but being able to give everybody the theory and the knowledge behind that so that they can do other things is great.
Yeah. For example, we have, I think you have it also in your country, clocks which are remotely controlled from a transmitter somewhere else. And I recently built my own transmitter because they don't work in the cellar or in the basement. And I have an IKEA clock here, and I built my own transmitter. Now they work also in the basement. And then I thought to build a ferrite antenna and to do things like that. So it is always a little bit more than just the absolute necessary to build it. And I think quite a few have now already such a transmitter at home. It's probably not completely legal, but
oh, is that fun. Right?
It's fun.
Are there some? Is it what would make it not completely legal? Is it just frequency or something?
If you transmit something, usually it's forbidden. But it's a really a very low energy. It's compatible probably with a bad power supply or something like that, because these clocks have to be very, very sensitive, because the transmitter is more than 1,000 kilometers away from here.
Yeah. So, and then somebody asked, do you run Home Assistant? And you don't. Nope. He doesn't have a lot of home automation stuff. He's starting to do some ZigBee light bulbs and things, but
I mean, I have my lights here but these are on Wi-Fi, and I use NodeRED for that, and I have a weather station and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have a lot of ideas what to do, and frankly, in my age, if you die and you have a home automated system, then your wife is really poor.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to pay attention also if you travel. If you probably do not want to die fast, if you're just away for a week or two, you can be sure that something will go whatever, and then you have a nice phone, and you cannot do anything from abroad, and this is not what I want.
Yeah.
In my lab, it's okay, but not in her living room or whatever. I will not do.
You're a smart man. Smart man.
Too dangerous for me.
Oh, fun times.
She is a lovely person. I love her, no problem. But if it doesn't work for her, then she doesn't think this was a good idea.
Well, certainly a lot of your ideas and your knowledge, the things that you've shared with us, we have all incorporated to try and make our lives, our wives' lives more complicated. So thank you.
For example, I also had once the remote control. I built a special remote control for her, which relays that she just has to have. She's just able to use one remote control. This is something she likes. This makes her life easier.
Someone was asking me. We were talking about home automation stuff. Oh, I was at work. I was at the hospital, and I was talking with some of the nurses and techs and stuff, and we were talking about home automation stuff. And not everybody gets into it as deeply and wants to do programming stuff. A lot of people want some interesting things to happen around the house that are convenient, but they don't want to get too into it. And somebody asked that question: how do you keep your wife from, going crazy? And a few of those simple rules: don't mess with things that are critical to her. Right? If you don't the kitchen lights. Don't mess with the kitchen lights. If they go off when they're not supposed to, you're in big trouble. And I've been fortunate. It's not like yours. My wife's very kind, very, very sweet and supportive, and she doesn't mind if I make my little office a total crazy house. But she wants the rest of the house to function well, and so we have an agreement there.
I mean, we have one area which is somehow overlapping, and this, of course, she wants also Wi-Fi, and if this goes down, then that is a severe thing then. But I usually can convince her that it's not my fault; it's somebody else's fault, and then it's.
That's what I do. I always blame it's a Has.io update. I'm sure it was some sort of.
Yeah, but this is already your turf. This is already your turf.
Oh goodness. Well, Raymond here says that, and he says your wife makes you a better engineer. I think it's all of us too. I think all of trying to engineer around that relationship is good for us. Makes us do a better job. Because if it was just me, I would probably have even more things that are only half working around the house.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And I'm not. I mean, I know that building products for selling I do probably 20% or 15%, and the rest is 85% is really to make them reliable and stuff like that. And I did this when I was young, when I really worked as an engineer, but I'm no more too interested. This is why I don't sell any hardware or stuff, and I will never sell any hardware in this life, at least. Maybe in the next, but in this life, definitely not, because this is really hard work. And I'm more the guy who builds something, and I'm interested in many things, as you might have heard now. So I leave it then if it works for me, and if it is defective, I can repair it in general or find a workaround. Yeah. This is okay, but it's for my lab. It's not for the house.
That's very true. I mean, that's just thinking about that concept. It's fun to get to the point where, wow, look at, I made this thing work.
Yeah.
But then to make it repeatable, reliable, long-term, that's not as fun.
For me, not. I mean, there are many people who do that for their living, and it's okay, but it's not for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's okay. We leave you stay on the cutting edge, and we'll let others work out the reliability. Yeah. How about that?
We have to have some young people who do that to make a living, to pay for their bills and so on.
That's great. That's great. Well, I think, let's see, do we have any few more questions? I want to let Andres get going. You have a video coming out in the morning, is that right?
No, it came out this morning.
Oh, which one was it this morning? How did I miss that?
It was a transistor tester.
Oh, the transistor tester. Yes, that's right. You did.
How a transistor tester works. It is
I need to watch that.
Huh?
I will need to watch that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because everybody use it, at least my viewers, but nobody understood how, or most of the people didn't know the history behind it. And it was invented by a few Germans, and the Chinese just copy it and sell it for less than $10. And the capabilities are mind-boggling of such a device for $10. The price performance is ridiculous. But I didn't know how it worked, and this is why I investigated it and shared it with my viewers.
Awesome. So here's one of on my featured channels. There you are. Right there.
Thank you.
Time to say goodbye. Oh, this is an old one. Time to say goodbye to Arduino.
Yeah. This was a very controversial one. I got a lot of negative comments there. This is why I so far I didn't. This was my most successful one, I think.
This video here?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, you see, I have plenty of next-gen radar sensors. It's really quite a broad. By the way, these radar sensors for home automation are great, extremely great products. They even sense through walls.
Oh, I have.
Cost nothing. I mean, they cost less than $1, I think.
Is that the microwave?
Yeah, radar is on a few gigahertz. Yeah. You saw it on my most successful. I think it was number 2.
I might have. That maybe that's where I got the idea for trying those.
It's really, these are really very interesting. Very interesting, and I do some tool stuff and so on. Yeah, this one, the radar sensors.
Yeah, I have some of these. This one here on the left that I've tried to use.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the ad, by the way. If you watch my videos, I always get a few cents.
Oh, absolutely. Watch the ads. That's right. Keep you doing it. Well, excellent. All right. Radar sensors. Okay. Very nice. All right. Well, Andres, I'm going to start winding the stream down already. About an hour is good for me.
Okay.
1.5. I have one thing that I do at the end here is I give away some stickers. It's
Okay.
kind of a fun little thing. But we will start a little sticker contest here for a giveaway. I'll send you some stickers too. You get stickers just for being the guest.
Oh, thank you.
So let's see. We got September 20th.
I have one question.
Yes.
Why your name?
That's a good question. So the name comes because I'm an anesthesiologist. So my profession has nothing to do with engineering at all. This is all hobby for me. So I'm an anesthesiologist, which is a doctor of sleep. So that's where the DrZzs came from.
I understand. I mean, I hear a lot about you guys because my wife helps the surgeons. I don't know the word.
Oh, is she? So she's a tech? Is she a surgical tech? She's like
assisting the surgeons and so on. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Works where you work, I think. In the.
I'm sure she does. So she knows. She knows that what happens in the OR stays in the OR.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Vegas got that when Las Vegas did that little media thing a few years back. They were like, all of us in the OR said, "Wait, that's our motto. You can't use that."
Yeah, and she is a big fan of was a big fan of Emergency Room.
Oh, really? Oh, the show?
Yeah, probably because of George Clooney. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure.
So just do your stuff. I just watch. I never saw this. I don't watch live streams so far.
Well, I don't blame you. It's it's been a nice way for me to be able to get some content out and have some interaction without the time that it takes sometimes to go through and make a video. So it's worked out. I've been doing it pretty consistently for over a year of this.
Okay.
And it works well. And every once in a while, there'll be a really good topic that people will go back and watch the live stream. Sometimes, I've certainly gotten feedback too, where people say, "Oh, it's too long. I can't watch 2 hours," and that's understandable.
This is my reasoning why I don't do it.
Yeah. Well, very cool. So what you can see here in the chat is just everybody kind of going crazy and entering the contest here. Let's see. Can you do a video for beginners with Home Assistant package with Sonoff as cheap as possible for the start? Oh, Mark's asking me. Maybe sometime, Mark. I think when the next time I'll do any sort of a Home Assistant setup will be when they come out with like 1.0. But probably won't do anything before then. Doc, you give us ideas and help and do the same for you. That's true. They do. Work together and it's fun. Finding out many people have the same struggles you do. That's true. A lot of times on the streams, Andres, I'll do something that I don't know how to do. Oh, there's Rob too. Get Andres into your thumbnail. That will get your live stream views way up for this one. Yeah. I forgot what somebody was telling me.
Probably you have to have it with a hat.
Yes, put the hat on. Put the hat on. Put the hat on.
For the thumbnail.
We'll make a thumbnail out of that. Anyways, but a lot of times I'll get on here and we'll do a live stream and I won't know how to do the thing that we're doing. It'll be the first time that I'm doing it too, which is really great. And we have such a nice community and a good community of people that they help me and we figure it all out together. And it's really pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see. Now the next thing that I do is call up the kids to tell them that it's time to end the stream because I let the kids pick the winners on the.
Okay.
So here's how I do that. This is my ZigBee Xiaomi Magic Cube. Have you seen one of these?
I ordered one, yes. But I have no idea what to use it, so I learned something.
Here you go. This is what I use it for. Let's see. We'll throw it up in the air and catch it. And then we'll listen. No? Of course not. Come on. Dang. I wonder why. Shoot. Well, so much for that. So usually, Alexa should be doing that. Oh man.
You see why I don't have why I don't home automation in
Tell everyone it's time to sign off. You know what happened? I bet you it's because I don't. I bet you anything. There was an update. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder why it wouldn't work. Well, anyways, it's a fun little thing to do. And typically when I throw it up in the air and catch it, it's supposed to tell the kids, announces over all of the Amazon echoes that it's time for sign off.
Wait.
So, girls, this is Andres. Say hi to Andres.
Hi.
Andres is in Switzerland, and he's a genius. He knows a ton of stuff. He knows a ton of stuff.
Don't lie to your kids.
And he's taught me a ton of stuff. That's the truth. For sure. Okay. All right, kiddies, you ready to pick some winners?
Yeah. Yeah, but wait, it needs to say something.
Well, it's not gonna today. I don't know why. I was just trying to show how it works. Oh, careful, baby. You bumped the microphone. All right, go ahead. Push the drum roll. We'll get a drum roll going. And then the winner is James Robinson. That name sounds familiar. James, have you won already? If you have, that's okay. James won the stickers. All right, let's do another one. You guys ready? Who's next?
Holly.
Holly's next. All right, baby. Go for it.
But I did it last time.
Oh, okay. Then have Dawson do it.
Dawson did it
James has
last
not
time.
won the stickers. Okay, fantastic.
Dawson
James
did it last time.
Okay, well, he'll do it again. Here we go. Winner number 2 is Louis Mundy-Gill. Louis Mundy-Gill. All right, so send me your addresses in Discord, fellas, and I will get the stickers in the mail. And if anybody has won stickers in the last, month or so, month and a half, we just sent out a whole bunch of them a couple days ago. So you should be getting them very soon. And Andres, I will gladly send you some stickers as well.
Okay, thank you.
So just we'll take care of that. And then thanks again for being here. Thanks again for blessing us for your time today and for what you do for all of us with sharing your knowledge and the way you do it. So keep doing it the way you do it as long as you can. All right.
Yeah.
We love it. We appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. And bye also to the kids.
Thank you.
Night. Now it's it's only night here. So it's afternoon where you.
That's right. But we all are wearing our pajamas because we're about to take our Sunday afternoon naps.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
We're just freezing.
All right. How do you want to sign off today, baby?
Like an old grandpa.
Sign off like a grandpa?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try that. Okay. Here comes this is how I always sign off my videos. So this is how we're going to do it. Andres goes, bye. And it's really a nice little thing. Okay. You ready? All in the count?
1, 2, 3.
As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, adios. Okay, thank you, kitty. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Andres, thanks again. And we'll see you again soon.
I'm old.
Bye,
Okay,
everybody.
bye.